The year is 1373 on the vast desert world of Dekutaras, a world that is largely uninhabitable and unexplored. 1373 years ago, all the peoples of the world witnessed fiery stars shoot across the sky. Shortly after this time, the religion of Okosha arose, whose founder, an elf priestess named Okosha, along with her acolytes, discovered the seemingly magical properties of one of the world's most abundant stones, later called brown firestone. This brown firestone could be made to float in midair by covering it with black firestone dust, a mineral and firestone compound, and applying heat and pressure to it. This discovery allowed the peoples of Dekutaras to create floating ships that could transport them across the vast and hostile desert world, like never before. The elves of the South Midlands, the humans of the North Midlands, the dwarfs of the Northlands, and eventually the Ulsanjur of the Eastlands, began expanding from their ancestral homelands on floating ships. Dekutaras is composed mostly of uninhabitable desert land, with sporadic expanses of semi-habitable savanna plains, called continents, and vast dried-out ocean floors, called seas. It was discovered early on that ships could travel over twice as fast over the seas than they could over the continents, and so these seas became main trading routes between the races. By the mid-300s, it was discovered that by fusing various firestone dust and minerals with metal, people could create glowing firestone weapons and armor that were much more sturdy and deadly than metal alone. And by the early 600s, it was discovered that other kinds of firestone could be manipulated to produce beams of concentrated firestone light that could cut through any non-firestone material with considerable ease and set things ablaze from vast distances. Ships, castles, and cities throughout the world began to use firestone cannons and outfit their ships with firestone armor. Today, there are dozens of nation-states with powerful fleets of floating warships. While war has always been an inescapable aspect of the world, the nations of the world were on the brink of the most deadly and widespread war in history. This would later be called the Great War. This series will document the Great War, but first, a brief introduction to the ships and nation-states of Dekutaras.